Welcome back everyone to another installment of Marwan's Kitchen. Today I will be showing you several different things I made for the family, and it basically consisted of chicken and veggies. I started out with making roasted vegetables in the oven. So what I did, I put a parchment paper on a pan and poured out frozen veggies. I did this first because it was the most time consuming. And here are the ingredients that I use for the veggies. For one bag of the frozen vegetables, I added 2 tablespoons of olive oil, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of onion powder. Poured all that on the veggies, then pour the entire thing into the pan, and then you put that in the oven. The oven was heated at 400 degrees and I cooked the veggies for around half hour. I had some red potatoes, so I decided to make those in the oven as well. So I'm just pouring here a 2 tablespoons of olive oil along with some salt, just for the taste, about like a teaspoon, along with garlic. This is about 2 cloves of garlic. And I also added half a teaspoon of ground pepper, along with rosemary. Mixing them all together. Then I transferred the potatoes to the pan, and then I throw that in the oven with the same temperature, 400 degrees. I cooked them for about 35 minutes, despite the recipe saying 20 minutes. It depends on the size of potatoes. Then I started to prepare for the chicken wings. And for the wings, you'll need baking powder, garlic powder, ground pepper, and salt to set this up. Please double check to make sure that you're putting baking powder, not baking soda. So I mix all those ingredients onto the chicken wings. Then I put an aluminum foil onto a pan, and then I sprayed that with the cooking oil just to make sure it doesn't stick. Put the wings on there and throw that in the oven. I did increase the oven temperature to 425 degrees, and I cooked the chicken wings for an hour, and I flipped them halfway through. Then I moved on to preparing for the chicken thighs to make in the air fryer, and here are all the ingredients that I use. 1.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, half tablespoon of lemon pepper seasoning, half teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Then I mix them all together onto the chicken thighs, like so. Depending on the size of the air fryer, you could put about 2, 3, 4, or even in this case, 5 pieces of the chicken thighs in there. And because of the chicken thigh having skin and bone on it, I cooked it for 360 degrees for about 25 minutes. I had to constantly check on the food, especially when you're making multiple things and making them in the oven. So here I am turning and tossing the potatoes halfway through, and then I take out the pan for the chicken wings, again 30 minutes in, and flipping them like so. And about 12 minutes in the air fryer, I flipped the chicken thighs as well. Golden and crispy and absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Very flavorful and juicy. This was a delicious chicken thighs done in the air fryer. Then I went ahead and I prepared for the buffalo sauce to mix with the chicken wings. And here I've used the 1/4 cup of unsalted butter melted, half a cup of the Frank's Original Red Hot sauce, along with about 2 tablespoons of sugar. So here I melted the butter first, then I poured the hot sauce right above it, then the 2 tablespoons of sugar, and you mix all of that up to create this buffalo sauce. Make sure you mix it really well. With the buffalo sauce prepared, I set it to the side and I started preparing for the Parmesan Egg Noodles. Very easy dish and absolutely delicious. And the ingredients I use is a bag of the egg noodles, 12 ounce, 4 tablespoons of butter with kosher salt, black pepper, and Parmesan cheese. I poured out the entire bag of the egg noodles into the boiling water and cooked it for about 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. Around the 15-minute mark, it was completely cooked, so I went ahead and I drained it, and then I poured it back into the pot. I sprinkled kosher salt generously on there, along with black pepper and the butter. And I kept stirring until the butter melted, like so. The recipe that I found mentioned to put 1/4 cup of the Parmesan cheese, but we like ours really cheesy, so I definitely poured a lot more than that. More than half a cup worth. Then you just keep stirring like so until the butter's completely gone and the cheese is melted. Then I poured the buffalo hot sauce onto the chicken wings. And then I tossed it really good to make sure every wing had the sauce covered on there. You could eat the wings just like that, but I like to make mine even more crispy, so I transferred the wings back to the pan and cooked it for about 10 minutes more. And here's the prepared Parmesan egg noodles, along with the rosemary and garlic, red potatoes, and look at those wings. And you can't forget about the chicken thighs done from the air fryer. Is there something missing? Oh yeah. The vegetables. Look at this beautiful dish. This was a very delicious dinner, and every ingredient on here complemented one another really well. And I hope you did enjoy this video, and let me know if you make anything on there, and let me know if you like it. Thank you for watching. You all take care. Bye.